So guys, tomorrow the 30th of June is going to be a significant day in the life of all South Africans.
President first must come and get the memorandum from us as men. Tomorrow we're going to announce where we're going to be. President, we would be happy. Anybody that advises the president, we would be happy as men of South Africa to meet the president and tell him what to do within 7 days. If the president can't come because of the busy schedule, we don't want anybody else, but we want somebody that works very closely with him. We would appreciate if it's a chief whip of parliament, because what we are going to be saying doesn't need political parties. It needs the parliament. Our memorandum is not going to be accepted by a mayor. We don't want the mayor to take our memorandum.
No premier.
No premier.
At least deputy president.
No deputy president. The president. Or they can advise us where the president is so that we can take that memorandum and go and hand it to him. We will read it to the public.
Yeah.
The public in that press conference will know what things we spoke about with memorandum, and then we want to give the president 7 days to invite us in the parliament so that we can go there and ask men and women that are deployed by South Africans in parliament a question. The South Africans are crying. They've been crying for more than 10 years now about the illegal immigrants thing. Thousands and thousands of kids have passed away. A lot of policemen have been killed. A lot of people have been killed. A lot of young people have been dispossessed of their spaza shops. When are you fixing it? The border has a budget of 7.2 billion that the court ordered the parliament to build. I'm telling you something people don't know, that the court told the parliament to build the border. And it's got the budget, the tenders were out and everything. They need to tell us before the 4th of November, why is that border not built yet? Some are giving us technical answers when we sit with them in meetings. We don't mind, because you know, when you're in parliament, you're getting free flights, free cell phone, free food, free everything. You think you're smart. But the country is getting dragged down while you are in parliament. You should be ashamed of yourself. We want the president to address the issue of illegal immigrants. We want the president to address the issue of, we did not say black illegal immigrants. You must always quote me when I say these things. I don't say black illegal immigrants. I say illegal immigrants, because there are a lot of them. But the reason why we are seem to be dealing with our ODAC is because it's still now. And they are doing these crimes in front of us. We can see it. The biggest crimes are done by illegal white people immigrants, are done by Indian immigrants, are done by Muslim immigrants, are done by Chinese, Bangladeshis, Somalis, Egyptians, you know, all these people. But they are staying there in Santi. They are staying in Mhlanga, in Palito. They are staying in estates. We don't stay there. We are relying on the same people who are staying there in those places to do what we do. They need to stand up also, because this country is too big. We can't do everything alone. So police on the day must deal with the people. I'm happy because I just saw an article that somebody advised the government to allow these marches to happen. But according to Insizwa Nomtsizwa, there's only one march in the whole of South Africa. All men are going to hear tomorrow where we are supposed to meet. And if you are not in that march, you are in your town, you, according to us, disciplined men.
Yes, majority of the Africans will be saying what is going to happen in South Africa tomorrow if truly the protests that they said they don't want immigrants in their country are going to be held tomorrow, and majority of the people who are immigrants in South Africa, they said they should leave their country so that the country should be free. But a lot of stories have been piling up over the weekends about people where we say then they talk a lot of things regarding to this South Africa issue. But the people of Malawi, they don't come out and say what is happening in South Africa is what they don't really like and what they are not in support.
They don't feel safe. That's what they're here. Hundreds of Malawians trying to get back home, and they have some of their property. They've been sleeping here the past few days. You see some of the bags here, which essentially have just beddings and some clothes. Many of them left everything else they own as they're here at the Malawi consulate, hoping that they can get on buses across the border into Zimbabwe and eventually into Malawi. So some of them have spent the past few days here. They haven't heard yet from the Malawian consulate if they will get to go home. There was an announcement a short while ago that a few of them, the women and children especially, will get first priority to get on a bus across to the border with Zimbabwe. So they're hoping that eventually they begin that long journey back home. But for many of them, they've been told they can't stay where they were staying. Their landlords have kicked them out. Their employers have told them that they have to leave because they risk a fine if they're employing undocumented migrants. And many of them here came because South Africa is an economic magnet, the strongest economy in the region. And so for small economies in Southern Africa, this is the only place to find work. I asked many of them, why didn't you try and get documented, become proper in the country? And they said they couldn't afford it, or it was too long, somebody required a bribe, and so in the end they ended up being here and documented, some of them for 10, 15 years. And that's why they're in this situation where they're afraid tomorrow anti-migrant groups have given a deadline for all undocumented migrants to leave South Africa, and they don't feel safe staying where they were staying. But this is the same situation for many of the migrants in other parts of the country. I want you to listen to these two voices.
I'm not happy. I leave my property and some of my money now. I didn't get paid because of this thing. We couldn't go to our bosses to collect our money.
We are scared because you never know what people are planning to do to you. It's not right to wait and see what will happen as long as we know that June 30th we must act.
3. The Malawian consulate appears to be completely overwhelmed by the numbers they've been seeing. There were thousands in KwaZulu-Natal, in Durban, and there's a few hundred more here in Johannesburg. Many of these people are relying on donations to survive, for beddings. It's the South African winter right now. It's been quite cold. And what you see here, for instance, this morning is a donation from some of the neighbors in this neighborhood where the Malawian consulate is providing breakfast. It's just tea and some scones, some bread to feed the hundreds of families here. There's almost 60 kids here. More than 300 men, more than 200 women, all of them just hoping that they can finally get out of here to safety back to Malawi, Paulo.
Yeah, what a sense of urgency in this remarkable phenomenon of reverse migration. These people desperate to get out. Maimedia, thank you so much for bringing us all that.
So, as migrants, don't they pile their things, say they want to leave South Africa, they don't like waiting they happen in South Africa. So far, these people said everybody should just take their things and just out of South Africa. These people have forgotten that these people they are sending away to their country, they have invested a lot of things in South Africa. Some have a shop, some have their house there, their cars, children's, families, and you said they should just get out of South Africa without no second thought, believing that these people, they are the problem of South Africa. They are forgotten that they can never be the problem of South Africa. The government is the only focus that I believe these people should focus on to provide what they need for them, not the migrants who are same people like themselves. But it's so unfortunate that the xenophobic attack have been, much on other Africans people in South Africa. And this is why the Malawians come out to show their grievances on top of this issue. Take a look at the video.
We are scared. Some of the local people are violent. They are killing people. I've seen people being beaten. I can't stay here.
Anti-foreigner groups say undocumented immigrants are taking jobs from South Africans. They also blame them for high crime rate. There is no official figure of how many undocumented foreigners are in South Africa.
More people are coming. This is another family who try and get out of South Africa as soon as possible. They're carrying the few belongings they've managed to take. They're joining a line of other Malawians, all who say they want to be out of this country by June 30.
Some official migrants are worried about violent attacks, but say they have nowhere else to go. These people are refugees and asylum seekers. Many of them have been sleeping outside the Home Affairs office in Durban for weeks.
Which apartment and what floor? And describe the place to me.
I was actually here and right on top there on the third floor.
Leanne Sefu says she was suddenly told to leave her flat in April.
My landlord didn't want us anymore because we are foreigners, and he said he doesn't want any of foreigners. Neither did he want to take my money, or neither did he wanted anything. He just had to pack anything of mine and have been thrown out.
As the June 30 gets closer, more buses of foreigners are preparing to leave South Africa, and officials say thousands of people from several African countries have already left.
Welcome back, guys. According to the statistics, it really shows that out of the populations of South Africa for over 60 million people, and the population of those people who are immigrants, refugees in South Africa, they are just below 4.1% of the population. So we still have about 96% of the populations who are original South Africans. So when the South Africans just come out and say that the people who are really committing crime or doing crimes in their country, they are foreigners, I look at it like, what are they saying? Because these people, they are minority inside you. They are just like low percentage inside you. Take a look at the statistics.
In 2023, a National Statistics Office survey showed there were 3.1 million official migrants in South Africa, about 4.1% of the population. That's down from 5.6% a decade ago, and low by international standards. For comparison, in Britain, about 17% of the population are migrants, in Canada, 22%, and in Australia, 30%, according to UN data from 2024.
Welcome back, guys. So now, if this kind of low percentage of populations are the one committing crime in South Africa, and you are telling me that your government don't have enough equipment, enough resources to get them arrested, prosecuted, and even jail them if they are found guilty, then something is wrong somewhere. Then you are facing the wrong direction instead of facing your country leaders. Then it seems the system is not working, because you saying that the 4.1% in South Africa, they are the one committing crime, doing issues, and doing drugs, doing according to Jacinta said they are the one doing drugs, they are the one doing prostitutions, they are the one committing every crimes in South Africa. None of South Africans are criminals. The only peoples who are criminals in South Africa, it's the foreigners. So if that sticks in your head and you believe that it is foreigners that are committing all this crime, are you trying to tell us that those little percentage in South Africa is not what your government can handle, or your policeman or your security agency can handle perfectly? So if you tell me they cannot handle it perfectly, maybe due to some reasons that's personally known to you, maybe due to corruptions, briberies, and the system that is not working, then I think the people you need to focus your energy on is not even the immigrants, because the immigrants, they are just people like you who are fighting for survivors, who are fighting for how they want to live their life, who some of them have issues, maybe issues in their countries, and they migrated to your country. So now, if those people are now your target, then something is wrong somewhere.
Laws, trust me, we wouldn't have a problem with that. If they were arresting Home Affairs officials who are selling out documents, we wouldn't have the problem we have today.
Are you worried that those who are actually legal migrants in South Africa could then be even more intimidated by what is happening now too? Because some may not necessarily have a South African accent or speak in a particular way, but still be seen as a foreign national, and because maybe they're not carrying their ID, their passport, whatever the case might be, and though they're legally in the country, feel intimidated by all of this. How do we ensure that they remain comfortable throughout this process?
Look, I think, like I said, the messaging of this country is very confusing. One, they must decide. Firstly, they said that we are just looking at people's skin and deciding if they're foreigners. And then secondly, they also say that we are looking for people's IDs and going around searching for IDs. So which is which? Are we using skin color to decide, or are we using the issue of documentation? But secondary to that, the real issue here is enforcing the law. And enforcing the law means that I, as Jacinta, carry my ID everywhere I go. That shouldn't even be a problem. It shouldn't even be something that I, as a South African, feel bad about. Because when I go to a hospital, I'm supposed to have my ID. If I go to take out money, I have to have my ID. Why is it so offensive for people to have an identity document? It's not apartheid era where you are asked to carry a document because you're being restricted from going to certain areas. No. You are asked to carry your identification so that we can make sure that you are in the country legally, whether you are South African or not. And we're dealing with the crisis here. So if solving the problem means that we have to carry our IDs until they clean out the country and then we walk freely, then it shouldn't be a problem. I don't understand why people feel so offended. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think my key worry with what you've said, though, is the worry that a civilian, anybody from March on March is asking people for their IDs. It's not about carrying the ID.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it should be civilians that are enforcing that law.
The major reasons why I believe that these people supposed to focus their energy on their leaders is simply because even when you send these people out of your country, if your leaders are not still working for you, the situation will still remain the same. And this is the reasons why majority of the people believe that in South Africa of today, it is not issue of immigrants that is really their major issue. They have this kind of ideology of hating the black people in their history. According to the history, it really shows that during the apartheid, the white people are the one instigating issues, fight and chaos between the blacks Africans. They always fight, they always create issues, they always cause divisions in the middle of the blacks, their tribes during the apartheid, and these are the things that stick into their head up to today. When they see their fellow blacks, they dislike or hate the person immediately. Because if the truth have to be told, if you said you don't want immigrants in your country, accepted. You may say you don't want immigrants in your country, but is it the only blacks are the immigrants in your country? As we have the blacks immigrants, we have the white immigrants. So why are you putting much energy on the blacks immigrant and ignore the white immigrant? So it really shows that many of you have respect for the white immigrant than the blacks immigrant, because all the atrocities that is happening in South Africa, you guys attribute it to the blacks community. That is the black community that are creating the crimes in South Africa. So it really shows that the way people are seeing it is not the way you guys are seeing it. And it is why one of South African leaders came out to explain to them that it seems that South African people, they have this kind of mindset that they hate their fellow Africans. Take a look at the video.
I looked at this Mkhize chap. There's a video of him talking to a white German woman who says that she's been living in Cape Town. Says, how long have you been here? She says, I think she says 10 years or 20 years. I can't remember exactly.
Since 2007, almost 20 years.
Oh, you are part of us now. You are no longer a German.
But I live in Cape Town, so I'm not.
He comes, he wants to hug her. Oh, he says, you are one of us.
I heard.
And did you see what that white woman did when he tried to hug?
Imagine.
The back stiffened, the whole body language said, stay away.
Alarms going off.
She's trying to still grin and smile because she knows there's a TV camera, but it's the most fake grin, that typical white racist grin that get dished out to black people. And then, just around the corner, he finds a Malawian, a fellow black African. But you see the body language of Mkhize there. Where's your document? What are you doing here? You must get out of here. Go back to your country. The couldn't tell that white woman any of that. So there's a true dislocation in his mind, a disjuncture. And I cannot describe it any differently than what I believe Steve Biko would have said, that this is still the ongoing colonialism of the black mind. That for me, this example that I've given to you, was for me an example which personified this problem that we are faced with.
Welcome back, guys. So as tomorrow is going to be the 30th, what is going to happen? Yes, this is the questions majority of the people now are asking, that tomorrow what is going to be the outcome of those marches that they said is going to happen across South Africa. Well, the president of South Africa has come out and said in a simple manner, nobody must do anything that beyond protest tomorrow. If there is any kind of violence, vandalizations, or even killing people tomorrow, it will be something that they will never and ever regret in their life. The leaders have threatened the leaders of March to March protests and also Dudula that they are going to arrest them if there is any vandalization, buying of people, or any kind of things that beyond protest tomorrow. But as look of things, it seems this kind of protest that they want to do is different from what people are really saying. Because what I'm saying is that after tomorrow, the 30th, there is no assurance that the South African will stop protesting. And this kind of protest that they want to start tomorrow might turn to a revolution that will swipe away some leaders out of their country, or even lead to like the government putting their security out there to find a lot of South Africa. That we pray not to happen. But the truth has to be told, like the mindset of these people who are financing this kind of things that is happening in South Africa, they are doing it for a political gain, political reasons. But it is very difficult for someone who are just a citizen in South Africa to understand the power behind this protest, because it takes a deep thought for you to understand that all these people is being sponsored by politicians. Truth be told, do we really need to be fighting each other as an Africans? The truth is no. So many occasions, Julius Malema have talked about this issue, say Africans, we are one, and we don't need to be fighting each other. This is why Julius Malema was totally hated by the populace in South Africa, because they believe that this man is the only man in South Africa who speaks truth to power, who wants the truth for the Africans. But it's so unfortunate, like the mindset of the people in South Africa, they have pushed it to the extent that they believe that people in South Africa, the migrants, are their problem. Why? It is not like that. Fear don't they in the mind of the Malawians in South Africa now, because majority of them have put it in their mind that they don't want to wait till on 30th of June, because anything can happen and South Africa may come out with another idea, the way they used to, killing people, fighting, assaulting people. They may come out with that kind of idea. This is the major reasons why the Malawians now have moved from their houses to the camp, where they are expecting buses that will take them back to their country. This is their claim. They said majority of those people who are employed came to them and said they cannot be able to continue to hiring them or them working with the employer again, simply because the government of South Africa has issued a threat that anybody who doesn't have paper should be out of work. And also those people who owns their house, the landlord, have said they don't want any foreigners in their house again. Many people believe that South Africans, they are lazy people because they don't have this kind of energy like the way other Africans have to be able to tackle their problems and work for themselves. This young man from Malawi opened up on the bitter truth that South Africa don't want anybody to talk about. Watch the video.
South Africans are raised, my sister. You are South African, you know your brothers and you know your sisters. You are too lazy. This is true. Lazy, you know what I'm saying. You are too lazy. You don't want to work. I don't know what type of you want anything for Mahara, everything for free. You just need free money. As you now, you are busy chasing people out of here, but you don't want to work. You are still staying inside your house, but you want money. Are you okay? Are you okay? You are crazy. You must be stupid. I'm telling you, I'm leaving. I'm not going to come again. But if you want to be successful in your life, you have to think and you have to be work as a slave. Don't just sit inside the house and be busy chasing someone. Still, you're going to be the same. You're going to chase the someone who's going to go. You are killing your own industry. You are killing your own economy because someone is going and the factory is killed. That factory was supposed to pay the tax.
Welcome back, guys. Is it true that the South African people are lazy? Yes, check their history. According to the history of South Africa, they only live on their 300 rands the government gives to them as their benefit every month. Majority of those South Africans who are young guys who are supposed to dig in entrepreneur, they focus much on going into beer parlors, go into restaurants, drinkings and clubbing than put more energy on how to earn money, because they believe that this is our country. With 300 rands is coming at the end of the month, we have access to free housing and sometimes we can even enjoy our life. And this is the major reason why they are not part of those Africans who have the energy to travel from their country to another country, either to look for a greener pasture or to explore more about the culture of another country. They like to stay in their own country simply because they feel comfortable with their situation. This situation now is what led them to the xenophobic attack that is going on in their country against the African people, believing in their mindset that those Africans, they are the one taking their job. Just a typical lie. Guys, what do you really think about all these scenarios on South African issue? Do you still believe that South Africans will still remain the same after these people called immigrants are being moved out of that country? Never forget that every nation lives on immigrants, especially when it comes to economy. What are your opinions about this? I want you to give your comments in the comment sections. Let's hear from you what you think about this South African scenario. If you are watching me for the first time, guys, subscribe, on the notification bell and share this video to other people. Peace out.